Hello.
Morning.
Right as the was ending, my cat was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, shush.
Yeah, right. Shh, don't make any noise. Don't make any noise.
Now is not the time, Sip."
No, right. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. It's a beautiful day here today. I can't believe how nice it is.
I know. I have to watch how I sit to keep the glare from my windows
Oh, okay.
coming in.
This has me a little bit worried. What do they say? If March comes in like a lamb, it's going to go out like a lion. So you never know.
You know, it was 76 in Tucson yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
And today is Ash Wednesday, first day of Lent.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody had their punchkis yesterday because you can't eat them today.
Didn't that one restaurant in Cleveland, like for the first time ever, sell out of all
Rudy's, yeah, they sold out. I don't know, and I think this is probably this part of Ohio thing with the punchkis. But the weird part is every Tuesday in Lent, the whole time we were growing up, as an adult, it was Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, you ate punchkis. You didn't eat them any other time except then. People have gone crazy with them now. They eat them now in January. It's not fun anymore. So I didn't even.
Took all the fun out.
They did. So I'm not even doing it at 54 degrees in California. That's cold.
Yeah. Warmer than us. Warmer than us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What is it here? What's it out there now, Ted? 36. Okay. Hey, I need your phone number, Margie.
You know, I was just checking the email she sent us with the videos that we were thinking of maybe showing today. I've got a phone number in her email. So
okay, give it to Ted. Yeah.
Let's see.
I've given out all her cards. I don't have even a card of hers left. So. Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you're all here. Yes.
So Renee says, "Happy new moon in Pisces. We should all feel more intuitive today. I already wrote my law of abundance check. March will be a great month."
And I agree, but and I like this because I am a Pisces. So this is my month. So this is good.
Well, speaking of law of abundance check, that's what we were going to do together today.
Yes.
To help everybody. So that being said, guys, go get a check or a piece of paper. I usually use little yellow legal pad bits of paper. So we'll do a few minutes or give you a couple minutes to go find a piece of paper and a pen.
Or get a check out of a checkbook that you don't use anymore. Or for those of you that have your law of abundance checkbooks, get this out. Plus, I got to say, Ted put up yesterday to remind people about the law of abundance today. I don't know why people complain that we don't have 2022 dates up for the new moons. You know what? You need, apparently, because what do I know about this? But you need to update your computer. They are on there. They've been on there since the end of December. So if you're not getting information off my site, then you need to update your computer, however you do that. So
you got to refresh, clear the cache and all of that, because your computer will, if it's a website that you go to a lot, it's going to automatically just keep loading the same thing.
So that's the problem. Like I said, the new one is always up by the end of December. So it's up there. You just have to do something with your computer. I'm so glad I don't do anything with computers. Because I would have to turn it on and off with a hammer. I kid you not.
That would be a permanent off.
Oh, well, too bad. So sad.
Permanently off. So we'll do a couple questions here while we give everybody time to find paper. And Helen says, do ghosts get sad when the person they were attached to dies?
No, because they can cross over with them if they were that attached to them. So I mean, in some ghosts that attach to people that are not such nice ghosts, really try to get that person to die so that they can be with them. So it's a little iffy there what they want from you. But if they just want energy, oh heck, they can go find somebody else when you die. Or if they like you so much, they can go with you.
There we go. There was the question again, and I don't see it right now amongst all the good mornings, but it was asking if your house has been cleared and the seeds are up, can a portal still be blown open?
Yes, and I just answered that yesterday for a person down in Florida. The house was cleared, the seeds are up, the portal was closed. But a portal can be blown open again in a seated house. Remember, portals are blown open by live people, not dead people. So if there's a bad fight in the house or something very, very negative happened in the house, yes, a portal could be blown open. That's why I make it, tongue in cheek a joke about it. If you start fighting with somebody, take it outside. So you don't blow open a portal in the house. And if you're loud enough, the neighbors will call the cops and you'll stop fighting.
Right.
It
Everybody's
works.
behaving
Right.
well. Now, I know you've demonstrated when we did Margie's house that portals can feel different temperature blowing, but Adam is asking, do they make a sound?
Personally, I've never heard a sound. So that's not saying other people can't, but I have never heard a sound coming out of it. I keep calling it, it's just the easiest thing to compare it to like a subway station, tunnel underground. And of course, they make noise. But as far as I know, these do not make any noise.
Hmm. Okay. And then there was a question. Here we go. Hi, Marianne. With regards to hens and chick plants, does it matter which type to get?
No, either one is fine. It's they're not squishy, but how they have you can tell that they're thick plants. Any one of those would be fine, not a problem.
Okay. Do we want to do the checks real quick,
Sure,
or do we want to wait a little longer?
sure. It has to be done by 12:35 today p.m. So that's 35 minutes after 12 noon. Our time, Eastern Standard Time. So, like California's 3 hours behind us. So they have to be writing theirs now before 9:35. So you have to adjust it to your time zone.
Mhm.
So on the line that says the date, you put absolutely no date on it. You do not want to limit it. You want to be able to have this at any time, so you don't put any date in. Where it says pay to, write your full name out. Then there's the amount. Never put in an amount. Again, you do not want to limit yourself. The following line, where you would normally write out the amount, write paid in full.
Mhm.
And the very bottom line, where you would normally sign your name, write law of abundance. That's it. The only thing is you got to save these. You can't throw them out. You can't do it for anybody else. That's why in the law of abundance checkbooks, there's enough in here for 2 people 18 and over to do on each month. And I think it's April that we have 2 new moons in. So there's enough in there for here too. Just put them back. If you're using a check out of your checkbook, where you write down on the registry what the check is for, please, please write their law of abundance. Don't write void. You just voided the whole thing out if you write void in your registry. So write law of abundance so you know what it is, but don't write void or canceled or anything like that. And every month you do it, and I people, it's just amazing what people get from this. I'm not kidding you. And don't always look for money. This is, I
Right.
mean, now people are starting to get back their income tax checks already. You're expecting that. This isn't going to do that. It's unexpected money or goods, not your paycheck at the end of the week.
So, I just use, I take legal pad paper
Right.
and then end up just doing that with it.
Sure.
So,
Exactly right. And yellow has a tendency to draw more energy. That's why these checks are yellow. That's why I always tell people if you could, yellow legal pads are perfect because you could just make up a little check on that and you got it. So you just have to put it somewhere where you know where they are with the rest of them.
we have to ask Lewis if he ever did do his law of abundance check with the little stick figure guy.
Stick man on it, yeah. I've had a lot of people that have tried that. Believe me, when I told you the one lady got a kidney, and they said she would never get one because she had such a rare blood type. But within 3 months after doing this, she got a kidney. So, and I can't even. I know of 10 people that, well, let's put it this way. I know 8 people that have won the lottery. And I know 2 others that won it, but they never told me. I guess they're afraid I'm going to ask for a percentage, which I would never do.
Like, now you owe me the processing fee of telling you.
That's right. It's like, no.
That's not how
Just, enjoy it. What can I say?
Let's see. So, the important thing again is what after midnight, but before the moon peaks.
Correct. And this was an easy one to do at 12:35 p.m. in the afternoon. It's like California is a little harder now because they have to have theirs done by 9:35 this morning. So people, I would assume, it's still up by 9 o'clock in the morning, but still. But some of them are really hard, like 10 minutes after midnight, or that one was a minute and a half past midnight one year. It's like, oh my God, I gotta write this so fast. So yeah, but and every month they're a different time. They're never, and if you pay attention, 1 month they're early, the next month they're later. 1 month they're early, the next they're later. It's phases of the moon. That's all that is.
Right. Okay. So, but it just worked out after us doing these lives, how long that we could finally do one.
In our time period, right.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's see. There are a lot of people doing their checks saying thank you. Let's see. Margie says, law of abundance is truly amazing.
Does really work.
Well, considering what you and I were talking about before we went live,
you write your check out. You betcha.
And Linda says, hello, doing the abundance check and calling on the angel of abundance to give power to our practice. So
you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't know how many people know of Katie Russell, the angel artist. I've known Katie for years and years and years and years. I knew her when her kids were little. They're all married now and have kids of their own. So I've known her a long time. But as a gift one time, she painted me an angel, which of course is what she paints. And she called it the angel of abundance, which I thought was really, I really liked that angel. It was really cool. So, but yeah, you know what? I put it in my, and I showed it last time, the triangle box, whatever that box is called. I put that because that's supposed to draw more energy. And I have, what else do I have in there? I have something else. Oh, I have a number 8 written on a piece of paper because the number 8 is supposed to draw money. So I put that on the top of that inside that little box. You know, yes, I try all that stuff. Why not?
Lori, she always puts like citrine and stuff in on top of her check. And
Right.
I know people who, well, we have like gemstone oils. And so they'll
Yeah.
grab the citrine oil, the tiger's eye oil, and like dab them. And
Right. What is it? Oil, money drawing oil. Anytime Ted ever buys a lottery ticket, I'll always put a drop of that on before the numbers are called. What does it take? 10 seconds? It might help. You
and it's
never
not
know.
bad.
You need to start buying lottery tickets, Melissa. And today would be a good day to buy them doing the law of abundance.
My thing is though, you usually get lottery tickets at gas stations, and I'm one of those people. I go in, well, I don't even go in. I pay at the pump and I get the heck out. Like I don't even want to go in with. It's usually craziness and drama, at least in the North Homestead gas stations.
Yeah,
And I'm
but
like,
almost all your grocery stores sell tickets now.
did I see? I've even started doing the whole pay and then pull, and they stick it in the car.
Oh, gee. Well, then
I
then
know.
you're going to have to make an effort to do it.
I know. It's so hard. Honestly, part of that's just because I'm so damn busy. I put a grocery order in and then I have to pick it up at like 9 o'clock at night.
Don't you have? Isn't there out in your area a drive-through that you can go through and get pop and beer and wine and all that?
I know that there was a gas station that used to do. I don't know if they still do. I'll have to look.
Yeah, because those drive-throughs usually sell lottery tickets too. You don't even have to get out of the car.
I'll take that one, that one, that one.
That's right.
Our friend Sandy says she just went to your site and checked, and the 2022 calendar is there. It's correct. So it really is people needing
It's
to.
there. It's just your computers. I mean,
Yeah.
when I get a notice like that or a call, I can't find it. It's not on your computer. It's like, oh my God, what happened to it? But it's not our computer. My webmaster. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably 90% of the time knows what they're doing.
So Cindy is asking citrine, selenite, green aventurine, and tiger's eye for abundance. All except for really selenite. Selenite's more of just kind of like an energy cleansing. I wouldn't use selenite for abundance, but you could use my mind is ametrine. That is amethyst and citrine together. That one's a really good abundance stone. Pretty much any of the golds, greens, and yellows stone family can work for that for you. There are certain herbs, bay leaf, chamomile.
Well, yeah, bay leaf. If you carry a bay leaf in your wallet, that will draw money for your wallet, and so will, again, the number 8. Just take a little tiny piece of paper, and I mean just this big, and write the number 8 on it and stick it in your wallet someplace. That's supposed to do it too.
One of my good friends and practitioners, Dana, she's really big in numerology and everything. And when we were talking about selling the house, she's like, make your address add up to 8 for prosperity and selling. And it used to be 64, so that came up to 1. So she's like, just on the inside door frame with a pencil, just make a teeny tiny like +7. So the 1 + 7 is 8. That changed the address. Now it was
Never
an 8.
heard of that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's things to try.
Though people have such good ideas about so much stuff.
Kate says, if you write the check out wrong, does it have a negative impact?
It does not. But again, you don't want to date it because that means if it does work for you, you're only going to get it in that time period, which, sometimes it's not going to take 3 or 4 weeks. Sometimes it's going to take 5 or 6 weeks. So you don't want to date it.
And Renee says, or asks, if I wrote my law of abundance check on white paper, should I write another one on yellow for best results, or is that bad luck?
Let it go for this month, but next month just get a yellow legal pad. And like I said, I just wrote out, made checks, drew lines and made little checks on a plain piece of white typing paper and took it into Office Max or one of those places and had it run it off on yellow paper. And just had a stack of them this big and just had to cut them out, and until we came up with the Law of Abundance checkbook this year. That worked just fine. I'm still using that, as a matter of fact. So
let's see. Oh, Linda says, I have a handmade treasure chest box for the abundance checks. I love it.
Oh, that's good. That's nice to keep them someplace special. Like I said, I feel sorry for mine that I have stuck in shoe boxes, but over how many years have I been doing this?
Mine are in different drawers of my hutch, of my end table, of the cash register box. I've got them everywhere. But Adam asks, Zoom question. Can you sense alien energy through Zoom sessions? I'm finally going to be on Zoom with you March 11th. Can't wait.
Oh, good. When I talk to somebody on the telephone, there's a sound that I can hear if you've got wee folk in the house. And yes, there's a sound I can hear if you have aliens in the house on a phone call. I can't think, since we've started Zoom, I can't think that I've heard either of those two sounds on any Zoom calls. Do you remember me? I don't think I've ever ran across, and we've been doing Zoom now for almost 2 years. I don't think I've ever felt that during that. I considered it, seeing that people had seeds up and everything, that it must be that, but I've never heard them. Right.
Yeah, I can't remember one specifically being for that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's see. Rhonda says citrine, ametrine, tiger's eye, moss agate. That's another one. And so is dendritic agate. That's another good one. And green citrine sitting on my check now.
Okay. See, everybody has some good knowledge. That's good. Share it. Share it.
Dawn says she's looking for small moldavite. You might want to stop up at the store. We have some pieces. Okay. So Coins and Ghouls says, is it possible my mom is protecting me and my dad, even though she is earthbound, since another earthbound is in the house too?
Unfortunately, they think that. Plus, again, with your father having health issues, that's probably another reason why she stayed. But after they're in the house for a while, that's when they figure out they're causing more problem by being an energy drain. They're not doing it on purpose. They can't help it. That's what happens. So even if that's what she originally stayed for, by now she should have figured out that it's really not helping. It's doing more damage than good.
Sorry, Rhonda. She keeps adding more stones and like she's
oh,
like,
jeez.
Or why not? I'm like,
of course.
We need a bigger space for your check. That's fun though. Add some cinnamon in there, some bay leaf.
Right.
Open up a chamomile teal bag, sprinkle
right,
that on.
Throw it in there, right. Tobacco, throw it on the top of it, right.
What's gonna hurt?
That's right.
Let's see. So we do have people asking that they do have videos or pictures they would like to show us. And where can they send them? This is the email to send videos and pictures. We will go over a couple of videos and some pictures today. What time? Yeah, we've got time. So if you have something that you feel might have captured, feel free to send it in. We can't guarantee that we'll get to them all every week, but
we'll show a few, right?
Yeah. All of the comments and questions going on. And somebody asked, like, what does the sound like for aliens versus like for the Fae folk? Like, do they sound similar? Is one high pitched?
No, the one is a very high pitched noise that I hear, and the other one is a lower pitch, but the one almost is a weird heartbeat. Thump, 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 thump. Where the other one is just, you just want to put your fingers in your ears because it's almost like your fingernails on a chalkboard. It's really,
That's
it's
that
that.
one time.
That's what you heard.
Yeah.
That's the aliens.
That was that high pitched metal scraping on metal.
Yeah.
And
it
I
just
thought,
gives you, the chills go up and down your spine when you hear that. It's like, they're back. So,
well, see, my first thought, because I'm weird, there's that granary across my old house. And so it's big, it's metal, it's old, there's pipes, there's things. And I thought it was collapsing because it's all metal. So, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm looking out the window at it and nothing's happening, but I hear this noise. And then it just stopped like a light switch.
right. That's them. That is definitely them. And it's weird because they can also do it where it's a constant. But then there's also, and I don't know if it's different species of alien. I mean, I truly do not know. I don't know. I'm going to guess, yes. But theirs is still high pitched, but it'll be high pitched and then stop for maybe 3 seconds and then start again and go for about a minute and a half and then stop for 3. It's like, oh my God, these people are crazy or these things are nuts. So, but yeah, it's.
I wonder if they can hear their own noise. Like, do you realize how annoying you are?
No, probably not. But I'm sure they know how annoying it is to people that can hear it. You know what? I wonder if that's what a dog hears with a dog whistle. Because we don't hear that when you blow a dog whistle. It's so high pitched that only dogs are supposed to hear it.
Right. So
I don't know.
Hearing.
Right.
Unless you're, like me and tinnitus and everyone's like, oh, those are the aliens talking to you. I'm like, no, that's music too loud in my teens. That's what that is. That's nothing spiritual going on here. Let's see. Somebody, there was a good question about why are there so many stories, rumors about ghost haunting empty places when there's no energy? So, like, why are there so many urban legends about this?
Oh, I could give you 10 things on a list that are so silly to me that do not exist. And there you go. You're intelligent enough to realize after how many years that I've been saying they need human energy to keep going. That's why cemeteries are empty. That's why buildings are empty. Yes, that doesn't mean that if a ghost is living across the street in a house and the house across the house you're looking at is vacant, that they're not going to run over to see what's going on. But do they hang out? No. That's reality TV. And that's all I'll say about that. That'll be good enough.
So our mutual friend Hank says, are they more annoying than that sound guy next door to you? So look at all his noisemakers. I'm like, get on the other side of the wall with your singing bowls and tuning forks and pyramid things.
That's right.
Actually, yes, it was a way more annoying sound.
Definitely.
Let's see. There was another good question. Heather asks, if we're placing a crystal on top of our law of abundance checks, would it help to charge the crystals in the sun beforehand to give them an energy boost?
I'm sure it wouldn't hurt. Just to make sure wherever you buy any of your stones or anything, make sure that when you get them home, you cleanse them so they are yours and then recharge them up. Melissa can tell you, she gets tons of stones from everywhere. You don't know who touched those. Mm-hmm. And there was a metaphysical shop in Broadview Heights called Ambergranth that I think a lot of people really used to go to and know. And of course, Mary and Dick, they're dead now. But and anytime, and she had nothing compared to what's in your store, Melissa. I mean, she had stones, but you could carry them out in one pocket. But anytime anybody bought a stone from her, she had those little tiny Ziploc bags, and she had sea salt in it. And anybody bought a stone, she would put the stone in the sea salt and give it to them that way, so that they didn't. I mean, you can tell people go home and cleanse them, and it's like, yeah, okay, I will. Yeah, and it never happens. So by her doing that, now the amount of stones that you sell at your store, there's no way you could possibly do that. But, a small little mom and pop thing like that, they could do it. But cleanse them so they're years and then use them for energy. Absolutely.
Esther asked, do ghosts appear as orbs to you or as full apparitions? Why the difference if both are spirits?
Because they're on different levels. The spirits I see are earthbound, and I see them like I see a normal living human being. Hair color, eye color, how tall they are, mustache, glasses. And why they would have to wear glasses after they're dead, I have no idea, but they do. And so, but orbs are spirits that have crossed over. So that's why they look totally different. So if you see an orb that's sparkly or a color or little or big, it makes no difference. The important thing on an orb is there a design in the middle. If there is, then that is a spirit that has crossed over and is visiting. If it's blank, it's a dust particle. Sometimes if those orbs were taken on a digital camera, you can enlarge that orb. You can sometimes see a side profile or a face of who it is.
Let's see. So are we ready for Margie's videos maybe?
Sure.
So the first one should be the one where we see what a real alive animal looks like on this frame. So to get a reference, let's see here.
There it is at the bottom.
Yep. So here we have, what is that, a little kitty cat? Right? Or is that a little baby raccoon? But clearly,
I think that's a cat because the tail's skinny.
So we clearly have a live animal with the shadow from the security lights.
Correct.
The next one.
Just the shadow. And that's a raccoon. Look how big it is.
I like how it can crawl up the side of the building.
Yeah. But see, earthbound spirits can do that too. I mean, your bedroom's on the second floor. Don't tell me they can't be outside that window looking in.
Right. It's a little creepy.
And houses that have been seated and are protected, when they get angry and they can't come in, they will come up to a second floor and knock on the window.
Yeah. Well, and it makes me think to all these horror stories where people, things knocking on the windows, let me in. The whole vampire thing, they have to be invited in.
Yeah.
All of this old folklore. So I thought that was pretty cool. And thank you, Margie, for sharing what people can catch on security cameras. One of our friends today was asking, they have some Ring video that, they want to share over to us. So hopefully we'll have another video too here soon. Let's see. Yeah, man, it's like the ghost of a raccoon, right?
Yeah, right. But I've seen ghosts I've seen raccoons. There is not a wild animal that I have not seen a ghost of.
So Helen says, if earthbound spirits can crawl up walls, why do they not come into windows more often?
Because they didn't use windows when they were alive. People are creatures of habit. I mean, yes, I've had ghosts come in through a window, but they were burglars when they were alive and they used windows. But how many times, unless you got locked out of your house in your lifetime, have you crawled through a window to get into a house? It's not normal. Unless you are in a dorm on a college campus and you're on the first, second, or the third floor.
I was going to say, unless you're a college frat boy.
You do use windows as doors there. That's why we put seeds on those windows.
So somebody asked, and where did it go? There it is. Yeah, so Vangela's asking, that raccoon is Earthbound then?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Oh. Can you make a white light on that garage door so when he starts crawling, he falls in?
If he'll still keep on walking, yes. That's what I did with the snake. I made the white light underneath it and it dropped down into the hole. Right.
I think that's the tactic you need to use for some of these snotty, pain in the butt ghosts who refuse to walk in. I'm like, fine, then just fall through.
Yeah, but they could walk. You just sidestep it. Animals. That's why I think sometimes animals are. I won't say that. Yeah, I like animals.
If I did what you did, you would have to be the good cop. I'd be the bad cop. I'd be like, you're falling through the white light floor.
Yeah, that's right. It was like, because I said so.
That's right. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You're a pervert watching some of these little kids. You will cross over.
Yeah, you're leaving now.
Yeah. So you're not becoming the neighbor's problem who also has small children.
Right. I'm
done with you. Goodbye. Let's see. Amanda says we should have made one under clearance.
See, yeah. There's where the free will comes in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see. So we also had a couple of pictures. So the first one looks like on the screen with an arrow pointing to what they want to point out. And then we have a little bit closer version. I think this one might be a little bit better. Are you seeing anything or getting anything?
There's an energy there, but I personally don't see a body, but that doesn't mean that energy couldn't be an earthbound spirit. That's a possibility. They're not referring to that stick type figure. They're showing you the mist or the fog behind that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And then second, we have this really cool sign. Welcome to Tadmore. And then I was kind of surprised with the follow-up picture of what was circled versus what my eye caught. They were thinking it was like a gnome or fairy. My first thought was the little light wispy thing above the W. I thought that maybe would have been more of a fairy, a sprite.
That could be some kind of a nature sprite or something. That's not an earthbound spirit. But I'm amazed because people must have to sit in front of these pictures with the magnifying glass for hours trying to figure out these things. I'm glad somebody else is doing all the work and finding them because I didn't have that patience.
Now, what do you think of what they circled? Do you see like a little gnome, a fairy?
That would be some kind of a sprite, or maybe that's not a fairy. I would say that's more. See, if it wasn't so round like that or oblong, trolls and gnomes aren't that small. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's something, but I don't know which little creature it is.
Okay. In regards to the first two pictures we saw, and I apologize, I couldn't see the comments while having certain pictures up, just the way this program is. The Coins and Ghouls said that those pictures are his, and he saw a bow tie and a hat. It was a man that he was trying to capture.
In the first picture. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we had some pretty fun pictures and videos sent in from friends. And again, if you would like to send in something and have us possibly show it, send it over to that email there. What time are we at? Oh, wow. It felt like an hour has already gone by and it's only like 10.
No, we got time. Yeah, this is good.
Oh, well, thank you, Dragonfire says, good morning. My wife loves your show. Yay.
Oh, apparently he doesn't. We'll change your mind.
We haven't even gotten started yet.
That's right.
And Linda said that she saw a man in a hat too.
Okay, well then you're better at picking that out then, because that's, like I said, I saw the mist behind the fog, the energy, but I couldn't see what everybody else is seeing. So
I'm chuckling because Dawn says someone had called me a gnome because I'm only 4'10".
oh my gosh, I'd kick him in the shin.
Yeah, and you could get away with it because gnomes are pretty grumpy.
That's
You know,
right. That's
they're
right. You could
perpetually
do that.
angry.
No,
That's why
no.
people love fairies. I love grumpy little gnomes. They're my fave people. Um, and Westies asks, "Good morning. Do you know about the forest in Japan? I can't even say that, but we can read it. It has a reputation of making people suicidal. Maybe it has something to do with being in the shadow of the volcano."
I have never heard of that, but there are areas across the earth that have such negative energy flowing in them that people that go in really don't come out.
Mhm.
And that is not, I mean, and that's documented where people could absolutely, absolutely do that. I don't, well, I shouldn't say maybe the volcano. I would think more a fissure in the earth coming up that way, but in all honesty, lava comes out from the middle of the earth too, so it could be from that.
Yeah, I've it was included in a documentary, that word, um, about like haunted mystical places. And there are so many people who are suicidal that they go there on purpose to commit suicide. Um, and that they have all of these signs leading in, like, don't do it. Your family loves you. Think about your loved ones. And
But look at the energy from those people walking in there to do the deed. You know what? And how many of them still have spirits, are still hanging out there,
Mhm.
trying to convince other people to go ahead and follow through. It's like people that are in institutions for drug abuse or alcohol abuse. Those places are full of earthbound spirits just working you not to follow the program. So, and the
Right.
same thing could happen in these areas. And I don't know what it is with Japan, and I don't know the statistics, but I wouldn't be surprised if Japan, if that is one of the nations that's pretty high up on suicide.
Well, Renee says lovers in a famous book committed suicide in that Japanese forest, and then lots of people started going there to do the same. The energy built up, and it's pretty haunted now.
There you go, Renee. Thank you for yeah, see, that's exactly what I figured was going on. Thanks for letting us know for sure.
Brooke says gnomes are super in fashion these days, Melissa. They are suddenly everywhere. And it's funny. Did I tell the story already about how I had that concrete gnome in my yard and somebody stole him? So I told the gnome to go
Yeah,
flat tires, pull. They gave
right.
him back.
Yeah, and who knows what they did to get him back.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
okay, little gnome, do your thing.
Be extra you, little gnome, until you come
Right.
home. And he's never messed with anything in my yard. He always behaved himself. He was a good little gnome.
Well, let's face it, there's good and bad in everything.
Right. I'm like, I feel you in your grumpiness. I too,
Yeah.
without coffee, am a gnome. Let's see. And you've talked about this briefly before about possible sub underground cultures. And do you think negative entities live in the middle of the earth?
You
Is
know,
the middle of the earth?
I wouldn't be surprised. There have been too many people that have talked about life in the middle of the earth. And I don't really think it's hell, but on the other hand, it's got to be very hot and molting, and so maybe that is a version of hell. Who knows?
Hmm.
But wouldn't that be the same on any planet?
Mm-mm. Right. It's got to be dense. I mean, consider what would be, I was going to say in the middle of a black hole. And there was a science article I wanted to read where they finally supposedly got to see inside a black hole for a change. And I,
I
saved
thought
up.
a black hole inside was just totally void.
We'll read that article and find out.
Okay. Yeah,
If
just
it's
dead
not,
airspace, in other words, nothing, just nothingness.
yeah, because it's so dense. If it's constantly pulling stuff in, well, where does it go? And then you have the white holes that erupt.
Right.
My thought was always it goes in through one, it comes out the other.
The
But what do
other.
I know? Nothing.
Right.
Mr. Miyagi says, how close do attachments stay to their human? A few feet. When the human sleeps, do the earthbounds pace the halls? And he says, I'm on a psych unit. And I think he said before that he's like a nurse on a unit.
You know what? All they have to do is stand next to you. They don't have to sit on you. They don't have to lay on you. They don't have to have their arm on you. They just have to be within like 3 feet of you. That would be enough to have an influence on you. Yes.
Yeah, and we have said airports are.
Yes. They're terrible. I mean, and then you leave the airport and go to your hotel. Oh, good. Let's put the frosting on the cake.
Right. And I've never felt anything in the airports, and I guess just because there's so many live people around that.
That's right.
And
there's so many people that can go stand next to, the person having a fit because their luggage is lost or their ticket's gone or the plane's been delayed or canceled. And those people just turn bright red and go crazy. That's where the ghosts are, hanging around them.
Lewis. I'm back after much time, even though we deserve it. We do. And everybody's been asking about you. How's your school going?
Yeah.
And hello, Cheryl. Nadia says, in a black hole, time and location exchange place, hence wormholes. So.
Okay. Well, somebody has more knowledge than I do about that.
Yeah. And then are black holes portals? That's a good question because not a willing portal.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't believe you could find a portal in a black hole.
Right. Well, and I don't know anybody who would want to be spaghettified to go find out.
That's right. No, I don't. I'm going to say no on that
one. Now I'm kind of wishing I could have kept my kid on course to go be an astrophysicist, to be like, go answer these questions for me. Inquiring minds want to know, and I don't want to do the schoolwork to find out. Robbie says, at your last Zoom meeting, you told my son he had a spirit that's been hanging around him for 4 years. Can it still cause harm, though he's wearing the quinseed now?
No, it cannot get 3.5, 4 feet close to him, which should give him enough space to have his old self coming back and this ghost not influencing him. So, yeah, no, that's, and eventually, if he can't get energy from your son, then he will go find somebody else to go hang out with. So, nope, that it's working.
City's working from home. I almost missed the chat today. I'm forgetting what day it is. That is the downside from home. Like, it all just blends in.
It does.
Margie, so what's up? You're beaming. Thank you. I don't feel like I am. I just took my Claritin beforehand, so we'll give Claritin or the Equate version of loratadine all the credit today. Have you removed Earthbounds from mental institutions?
I have, and I've removed them from people that have been released from mental institutions where they came home with them. And as a matter of fact, if you go through some of the old YouTubes, the 530 YouTubes, there's a couple weeks where that's what I talked about. It got, how I got rid of the ghosts that were attached to people that had just been released from, one of these institutions for abuse or whatever.
So many black hole conversations. Said maybe someone could astroplane me to a black hole and report like, Ted. Ted.
We have I don't know if I'd want him to do that.
And everybody on YouTube, like, we missed you, Lewis. And Lewis asks, can spirits who tragically died reenact their deaths to scare the humans? Like when people say they saw something hanging from the ceiling,
Right. They could do that. But seriously, like the Sixth Sense, I've never seen a ghost puking. I've never seen a ghost hanging from a ceiling. I've never seen a ghost missing parts and pieces. So I don't think that they can. I mean, where would a ghost find a crash car to reenact something like that? So, they can scare you in all kinds of ways. They don't have to reenact that.
Let's see, because Lewis says, I know about a college in Boston that had a lot of tragic things happen to the students. A lot of things happen to the future students that are said to be done by the old students there. That's the whole dorm.
College campuses are full. And the bottom line is that they're usually being haunted by earthbound spirits that are college age because kids are going to hang out with kids their own age. And in all honesty, college campus kids and girls especially, it is so easy to scare them. They're afraid of their own shadow, let alone a shadow. So yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, because Lori says, is there a difference between seeing a white or black shadow mist? My daughter has seen dark ones around her roommate, and she sees both around. Here we back to the college campus. That's why I put this one next.
Yeah, no, you know what? Just because you see the energy in a black form does not mean it's a bad ghost. It's still an earthbound spirit, but it doesn't mean that it's somebody that's going to, slice your throat or something. So, but no, just because they're black doesn't mean they're bad.
Let's see. Cindy says, Marianne, after we spoke and you asked about the 30-year-old male, so much has happened. I've seen and felt him here many times since. His son is having trouble at home with his mother. And pretty sure he's trying to tell her something.
Without being on Zoom or a phone call, I don't know what to say.
And somebody asked earlier, because you just mentioned Zoom, if you do house calls. And right now you have said how far behind you are in getting your house.
Yeah, I'm running about 3 weeks out now to do houses, but I'm still being very, very particular about them. Ted and I have decided that we wanted to get the COVID shots and everything. Some people make the choice not to, which is fine. That's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
It was our choice to get them. However, if people in the house have not had their shots, I will not go to that house, and that's my choice. Mm-hmm. We're getting too old, and we've had too many serious illnesses, and I've ended up in the hospital once with COVID. I am not doing that again. And so we're very careful, but we are doing houses again, yeah.
Amanda says, maybe I'm not crazy, just possessed. I'm sticking to that story from now on. So if you think that you might have something in your home, Zoom is a good way to find out. Zoom is limited in attendance. It is $20 a person. They happen at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Anybody from anywhere can join us. But please make sure you adjust your time if you're outside of Eastern Standard Time. We've had friends from Canada, Japan,
Australia, Ireland, Germany. Yeah. Lois from England.
So yeah. We've had a lot of friends join us from all over the place. But this is how you can get a quick answer with Mary Ann. Everybody gets to ask a couple questions. Most people ask, do they have ghosts? Do they have a negative energy or curse? You can also ask if there's a portal, but sometimes Mary Ann will just be like, no, you got a portal, and she'll just tell you. So that is the link to be able to sign up. Whatever happens in Zoom stays in Zoom. We don't show that anywhere. We don't record that and, blast your business. The only thing people are going to know are the people that are there. Let's see.
And in all honesty, what we found out since doing this for as long as we've been doing it now, you usually text the person that's going to be on next on Zoom. A lot of people just wait and go do things around the house until they get the text from Melissa that you're up next. So a lot of times when you're in your little box telling me what's going on, there's not really that many people listening to you, because nobody sits there for the whole 2.5, 3 hours listening to all of that.
Right. And Quaidens and Ghoul says, can a spirit follow me in my car if I have a Quinseed on?
They can. Now, keep in mind what I've said. It's good for 3.5, 4 feet. Is your car longer than 4 feet? Oh gosh, yes. So yeah, they could ride way in the back. What about an SUV? What about a van? They can. People that have longer, bigger cars, beside having a seed in an envelope in the glove compartment, sometimes we have to put one in the rear of the vehicle too, just to make sure. You're a first responder, you work in an emergency room, hospital, you're a dentist. These are people that really have to make sure that their car is totally secure. But in all honesty, let's get out there. If they can't get in the car, they have written on the top of the car to find where you live.
Let's see. And a lot of people who said that even though they weren't sit there, they were kind of listening and they just found it fascinating. And it's good to know that you're not the only one.
No, and sometimes answering somebody else's questions gives you an answer to a question that you have. So it really does help. And I can't tell you how many times Melissa and I have heard, you're better than TV at night. So, it's, who would have thought? Not me.
No, I someone like, oh, we're just rambling a lot. Who wants to listen?
Yeah, right. Yeah, everybody. So it's okay.
Lewis had asked, and I'm trying to find it, but was like, in regards to the traumatic death to scare people, like a ghost who drowned, can they leave that trail of water through a house or pool house or,
No, it's like people when they tell me they have blood dripping down their walls. Don't wash it off till I see it. I really want to see that. Because I'll be honest, I'm not going to say it can't happen. I've never seen it.
Lornell says, Marianne, when I pray and my hand is in front of me, I can see an outline of blue. Is it an aura? Surface of my hand while in deep prayer. Does it mean anything?
Everybody has energy around them, and there are people that have that ability to see the color of the aura around you. As a matter of fact, there's even cameras that can take those pictures. And when you are in that position of praying with your hands folded like that, I'm sure that that's bringing in more positive energy. And I have no clue what the color blue means. I do not know.
That is usually, well, if you think like a third eye, that deep blue, the connected, the stillness, there's reason why a lot of saints and even spiritual religious figures are shown in blue, like Mary.
Okay, well, there's a good answer for you then. So praying, well, I'm sure that the blue color is perfect then.
And I can almost guarantee you, as you're in that deep meditation, that deep, prayer states, your energy is shifting and everything about you in that moment is different when you're in that state. And you're lucky that you're able to get to see that. So
yeah, because most people I don't think could see that. I've had people come up to me after a talk or an event and go, oh, you had blah, blah, this color all around you. Okay, you sure it wasn't the glare from the lights, because I don't see what's around me. I don't see what's around anybody unless you have a curse on you. Then I can see that. Lucky me.
Of all the things you get to say,
Yeah, gee, I don't really want to shake your hand. Thank
lot
God that
easier
was
next
good. That was one thing COVID was really good about, is that you're not shaking hands, you're not in anybody's face anymore, and people just don't grab you and start hugging you anymore. Yeah, that was never my thing anyway. So it's like, crap.
I've always been that person. I kept,
A little space here, folks. Yeah, exactly.
and
Boundaries, right.
not even a germ thing. It was more of a,
No,
you have to be that close to me.
yeah, right. What do you
I
need?
can hear you from right there. You don't have
That's
to be
right.
here. And so I would just kind of joke, but also be serious, like back up 3 feet. And then here comes Code. I'm like, yes, I get 6.
Yeah, right.
But it's also kind of like that energy, thing too. And it's like, and working in retail all day and everybody you're brushing up, it's like,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah, get away. Move over a little.
I'm tired of touching all of the auras.
Oh, I bet you weren't big in raves then when you were young.
What's that?
You weren't big going to dance halls where you were this close to each other when you danced.
I have never been a fan of amusement parks, partially because of all the people. Also, I hate that feeling of my stomach flying up, that
Well,
falling
that's the
feeling.
best part of a ride. What's
No,
wrong
it's
with
not.
you?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
But the crowded places, the things, and when I would still go to like concerts and stuff, if I couldn't, like I would go see Flogging Molly and Typo Negative at House of Blues. If I couldn't get up in that area where it's a little less clouded, I don't care how bad I wanted to see them. I wasn't going. I'm like, I don't want people on me. So I've always been like that, even as a kid. If it's crowded, nope. You want to go to Cedar Point? No, there's people there.
Yeah, right.
Mm-mm.
Hey.
Uh, Christine asked, "What does a curse look like? Is it a color?"
It is when I see it. If it's not a real bad curse, it might be a light shade of gray. The worse the curse, the darker the energy. It's some short sort of gray, navy blue, charcoal gray, black. It just depends, but it's always in that shade of that family shade from gray to dark gray to black. And I can see that driving down a street. If a house or the property has a curse on it, that it's like a bubble over that house or that piece of property.
Mm. It's funny, well, I shouldn't say a few times, but the few times that I've done healing work on people where they've actually had something, it always looks, what was that Peanuts character, Pigpen, and how he had that smoky stuff.
The dirt around him all the time, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a plug, like a dark color plug that gives off that misty stuff, and it's usually at the base of the neck, like between the neck and the top of the shoulder blades, and that's where, for me, as I see it, that's where it sits.
And see, and everybody has their own way of doing it where they can get the best feel for whatever it is you're working on. And it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's very rare to actually, I think in the years that I've been doing it, it's only been like 3 or 4 people. Now, because there is the whole thing of self-actualization. If you think you're cursed, you're going to look at everything negative as a curse, and you're going to keep only
Right.
paying attention to that.
Right.
So,
And let's face it, the last 2 years, everybody has been so cranky, crabby because of COVID and stuck in the house and nothing working right. And now, so thank God, COVID is finally slowing down a little bit. Knock on wood that it keeps on going in that direction. And now, geez, are we going to go into World War III now? We're never not worried about something, which is negative energy, which you can do to yourself.
yeah. City says, "I see a golden streak of light randomly sometimes. Any ideas what that could be?"
A lot of times when people see a streak like that, that is a spirit that has crossed over, that is coming down and visiting. Um, a person that can talk to angels. I was talking to her, and she said when there is one of those that looks like a lightning strike, or like you're describing it, a streak of gold, that is a guardian angel coming to down to earth. That's what it is. So I don't know.
I'm sorry that this is a good question. And
Oh boy, I hit this one coming.
Jeff says, you make me wonder if one could ditch an attachment using a roller coaster.
No, my guess would be if you had a ghost attached to you that didn't like roller coasters, you wouldn't be going on it either because it would make sure you didn't. You would put a vision in your head of the thing crashing or something or being stuck at the top. So no, I don't think so.
Like that might be the only reason why I'd ever get on one. Like I'm leaving this invisible Jeff behind.
That's right.
But there could also be the invisible Mary at the bottom waiting. So
that's right. Or it could be a person that loves roller coasters and you're standing in line again.
Yeah.
To go on it again. So who knows?
Yeah. They would attach to the wrong person. You can spin me around really fast all you want. You just can't drop me, which is why I could never be in the military. You cannot throw me out. You would have to throw me out of the plane. And I know people who have done that to their co-workers in the Army. Yeah, I would not be jumping out of anything. I will wait for you on the ground. Go have fun.
No, that part's fine for me.
Other people like Jeff's question too. And somebody asked if, since wearing the Quincy, if it's made it easier. I don't think it really has. It's more of the energy and the presence. It's not necessarily just because it's blocking out anything negative trying to attach. It's the fact that you're still even just somewhat subconsciously aware of not only the physical, but the energetic of it. And then having so much of that. So it's comforting to know nothing negative from that group or from a crowd can, attach.
Get to you. Right.
But just to know and to feel that it's all still there.
Well, like the gal that asked the question before about her son finally wearing a charm now. Wearing that charm, he's going to start feeling like his old self. And it's good. And it will make a huge difference.
And I don't know, and I don't want this to sound like, because of being, empathic, I can't. That's just me. And that's also me needing to take the time to ground and center and do the shaman work of pulling it in. And there's just some days I'm tired. I'm just tired and I don't want to do it. And I'd rather just go sit in my living room with my cat.
That's right.
I know how to handle it. And I do most days while I'm at work and going into Walmart and grocery shopping. And
right.
But, I think that was the best thing that anybody could learn out of that shaman program was how to take all of that and filter it and
turn it around and make it positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
anytime anybody can take any kind of courses like that to improve and learn how to use positive energy, that's always a good thing to know.
Mm-hmm. I told a lot of people and people that ended up signing up and becoming students, I'm like, take class 1 through like class 4. Or it was either 4 or 5, I forget. Don't even finish the whole thing if you don't want to, but up until this point where you learn how to do this energy processing. So you have knowledge and the ability and the power for yourself out in public. So, don't finish it if you don't want, but the part that you need is here. And because the whole thing built on itself, you have to go from 1 through. And a lot of people got a lot of benefit out of that. What time are we at? Oh, it's a little after 11 already. So the link at the bottom of the screen is if you want to join us for Zoom. And that link will work for any Zoom that we have coming up. But right now we have March 11th. We have 6 spaces available before we went live. Let's see what might be there now. My screen doesn't want to refresh pretty quick. Yep. So we still have 6 spaces. Once those are full, the next one will open up another date. Marianne, what's your 5:30 video about tonight?
Today we're just doing letters. The letters have been coming in, and a lot of good questions on it. And there's even a couple referrals back to couple of the letters are even referring back to Margie's place that we did on air and got rid of the portal. So it's pretty good this time. And we have to mention the seminary too while we're here.
Yeah, and we do have the seminary event right now. It is slated for March 19th, but we're getting ready to see if we can push it into July. We've had a lot of, feedback that you guys want warmer weather for it. So if you are currently already signed up for the 19th, I can automatically move you over. This feedback today, we got rid of it, and now it's back again. I can automatically move your reservation over. If it doesn't work, in your confirmation email that you got when you signed up, there's the option to cancel. If you need help canceling, feel free to reach out. We do have the merry-go-round on May 1st that we're already having people look for. Questions. I do not teach that class myself. My shaman teacher actually teaches the whole thing. When we do it in person, I and Hank, we're like the teacher apprentices. We help with certain things. So you would actually be learning from my teacher on all of this. So we covered the seminary. We covered merry-go-round. We got your video.
Zoom.
And the Zoom.
We are good.
So a lot of questions now about how the energy works when I do healing, and maybe we'll save all of that for next week because we're already after 11. And Marianne, I know you had things you had to run to go do today.
Yep.
But thank you, everybody. Please hit like, subscribe, bring friends over for next time. If you had pictures you would like to send us to possibly put out, that is the email to send them to. But thank you for joining, everybody.
Thank you, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And everybody be safe till then. Enjoy the nice weather while you can.
Right. It's Ohio. It's going to, at least here, it's going to change.
That's right. Never know.
You just pull back the curtain every hour. It could be different.
Gotta go get my ashes, Ash Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get the oomph up to go renew plates at a B&B.
Don't go at lunchtime.
No, and I think I'm going to drive out towards Overland to the little bitty town Wellington because it's a smaller little country B&B, so it's usually a lot less packed. So, but thank you, everybody. Have a great. We'll see you guys next week.